Assalamu alaikum to all my lovely students who are listening to me. I hope you all are fine and doing well at your homes. Okay, and do you remember me? Who am I? I am your English teacher and my name is Miss Anila Raza. Okay, so my little sweet kids, today we are going to study the topic of verb forms. Now, we already have read that what is a verb. Do you all remember what is a verb? Okay, let me just tell you again what is a verb. All the actions are called verbs. All the actions are called verb. For example, sleep, eat, run, throw, catch. Okay, these all are actions and all the actions are called verbs. Okay, now I hope you all have got it. What are verbs? Now let's just study what are verb forms. Okay, verbs that are in present tense are the first form of the verb. Okay, verbs that are in present tense are the first form of the verb. For example, play, sleep, say, write, and fight. These all verbs are in present tense, right? So that's why they are in first form. These are the first form of these verbs, okay? And verbs that are in past tense are the second form of the verb, okay? Verbs that are in past tense are the second form of the verb. What is this past tense? Past tense means वो time जो गुजर चुका है, ठीक है? The actions that are done in past. Those actions are in the second form. For example, played, slept, said, wrote, fought. Okay, these all are the past tense and these are called the second form of verb. The first form was play and the second form is played. The first form was sleep, the second form is slept. The first form was say, the second form is said. The first form was write, the second form is wrote. The first form is fight and the second form is fought. Okay? I hope you all got it. Let's just do some practice. Now, verbs can be classified into two types. Okay? Verbs can be classified into two types. Which verbs? That are in past tense. Regular and irregular. Regular and irregular verbs. Now, let's just see what are regular verbs. The regular verbs have fixed and set pattern. Okay, regular verbs वो होते हैं बेटा जिनके एक fixed और set pattern होता है. Okay, for example, the verb that ends in a vowel. For example, bake. ये E पर end हो रहा है, E is your vowel, right? So the verb that ends in a vowel, we just add D in it and it becomes baked. Baked. Okay? The first form is bake and the second form is baked. We just have added D because at the end we are having vowel, right? But if in the end we are having the consonant, for example, here we have Y. Y is the consonant, right? So we'll just add ED in it. Play, played. Play, played. Got it? The regular verbs have fixed and set patterns. ठीक है, उनको change करने के लिए एक fixed pattern है. The verbs that end in vowel, उनमें हमें सिर्फ D add करना होता है. And the verbs that ends on consonant, we just add ED in it. Okay? और वो उसकी second forms बन जाती है. Got it? Let's just move towards few of the examples. For example, here is the verb walk, laugh, crawl. All of these three are verbs. Walk, laugh, crawl. Okay, now this is also ending on consonant. This is also ending on consonant, and this is one is also ending on consonant. So how we'll make the second form of these verbs? By adding ed in them. Walk, walked. We just have added ed in it, okay? Laugh, the second form of the verb laugh is laughed. Again, we have just added ed in it. Then we have the verb crawl. And here we have the second form, crawled. We have added ed in it. Got it? Now, moving further, here we have some more examples. Listen, climb, cook. Okay, so again, these three are ending on consonant. N, B, K. So we are just going to add ed in all of them to make the second form of them, okay? Now the verb listen has a second form, listened. We have added ed in it, right? Then we have the verb climb. Here we have the second form in which we have added ed, climbed. Then we have the verb cook, and how you make it? Cooked. We have added ed in it again for making the second form of the verb, right? Here we have three more verbs, dance, paint, shout. Okay, now here this is ending on vowel, right? So we'll just add D in it, danced. We'll just add E in it. Why? Because there is a vowel at the end. Then we have paint. How we'll just change it into verb 2 like this by adding ed. Paint, painted. Paint, painted. Then we have shout. How we'll change it into second form? By adding ed. Shouted. Shout, shouted. Shout, shouted. Got it? Now, let's just move towards irregular verbs, okay? In irregular verbs, endings can change a lot. The entire word might change, okay? Like in regular verbs, we just add D and ED for making the second form of the verb, right? But in irregular verbs, the entire word might change, okay? And the endings can also change a lot. Now let's just see how. For example, if we have the verb run, for making the second form of run, we haven't added D or ED in it, right? We have just replaced U with A for changing into second form. Run became ran. Same is here, eat. The whole entire spelling has been changed. Eat, the second form eat is ate. The second form of eat is ate. Now here we have the verb think. Look how much it has changed. Think has become thought. The whole spelling has been changed, right? So these are irregular verbs जिनकी हमें second form बनाते हुए पूरी spelling change करनी होती है, right? Run becomes ran. Eat becomes ate. Think becomes thought. Okay? Okay. Few of the verbs are like that जो present में भी same है और past में भी same रहते हैं. For example, cut. Cut remains cut in the past as well and in present as well. Okay? Now here are the examples of irregular verbs. For example, here is the verb ring. Ring. Okay, the phone rings. So the verb ring will change into the second form, that is rang. Okay, the second form of the verb ring is rang. Okay. Now the verb is rise here. Rise. The second form of the verb rise is rose. Rise, rose. Okay. Then we have the verb run. 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 The second form of the verb run is ran. Ran. Run, ran. Okay. Then here we have the verb say. The second form of the verb say is said. The second form of the verb say is said. Okay. Here we have the verb sleep. The second form of the verb sleep is slept. The second form of the verb sleep is slept. Okay. Now we have the verb speak. The second form of the verb speak is spoke. Speak, spoke. Speak, spoke. Okay. Here we have the verb stand. Stand. The second form of the verb stand is stood. Stand, stood. Stand, stood. Okay. Okay, beta, what you have to do, you have to learn the second forms of irregular verbs. ठीक है, ये सिर्फ learning से ही आएंगे. Okay, you have to, क्योंकि उनकी कोई rule नहीं है specific, so you have to learn as many verbs as you can do. Okay. Now let's just move to the other verbs that are with ing. Okay. Now I have already told you कि जो verb irregular and regular verbs है उनको change कैसे करना है into past. But when the verb is with ing, तो उसको हमें कैसे change करना है? Okay, so here I am telling you this one thing, like sleeping, writing, dancing, jumping, going, finding. All of these verbs are with ing. So how we are going to change it into past? Is there, what do you think? How can we change it into past? So here is the answer. We never change the verb that is with ing. Okay? We never change it. What we can change is the helping verb that is written behind that verb. Okay? For example, here the verb helping verb is. She is sleeping. She is sleeping. They are writing. I am dancing. He is jumping. I am going. We are finding. Okay, what we do, we never change the verb that is with ing. What we change is these words. The helping words is, are, am, is, are, am. Okay, we change this one. Now, how do we change it? Let's have a look. If the verb is, helping verb is. So we just change it into was. Is will be changed into was. We use is in present tense and we use was in past tense. Okay, so in present if we have is, so we'll change it into was in the present tense. Let's have an example. She is sleeping. She is sleeping. So here we are not going to change this verb because here we have ing. What we are going to change is. She is sleeping. She was sleeping. She is sleeping. She was sleeping. Is will be changed into was. Okay. And second we have he is jumping. Now again we have is here. Is will be changed into was. So what will be here? He was jumping. He is jumping. He was jumping. Got it? Now let's just move on to the next slide. Am. The verb am will be changed into was. Okay? Here, let's just have the example here. I am going. I am going. I was going. I am going. I was going. I am driving. How it will be changed into past? I was driving. I am driving. I was driving. Okay. Now here we have the verb are. If we have the verb if the helping verb are in the present tense, we'll change it into were in the past tense. Okay. Here we have the examples. They are writing. They are writing. It will be changed into were. They were writing. They are writing. They were writing. Next we have we are crying. We are crying. This will be changed into were. We were crying. We were crying. Okay? I hope you all have got it. Is will be changed into was. Am will be changed into was. And are will be changed into were. When we have the verb with ing. Now let's just do some examples. So some worksheet kind of. Here we have the worksheet of regular verbs. What we have to do, we have to change these form of verbs into second form. Okay? Now these all are the first form of verbs. Here we have the verb want. Now these are regular verbs, and regular verbs have the set patterns of changing them into past. Like we had D and ED in it, right? So want will be changed into wanted. Wanted. Why? Because T was consonant, and when we have the consonant at the end, we just add ed in it. Here again we have the verb finish, and we have the consonant at the end, h, finish. So we'll add ed in it, finished. Here we have the verb wash. Again we have h, the consonant, so we'll add ed in it, wash, washed. Then we have smile. Now here we have the vowel E, so we'll only add D in it. Smiled. Here we have the verb arrive. Again E is vowel, so what we'll do? We'll just add D in it. Arrive, arrived. Cook. K is consonant, so we'll add ED in it. Cooked. Cook, cooked. Bake is vowel, so we'll add D in it. Baked, bake, baked. Call, called. Visit, visited. Hope, hoped. Work, worked. Play, played. Watch, watched. Enjoy, enjoyed. Okay, so these all were our regular verbs that we have changed into second forms. I hope you all have got it. Okay, now let's just move to our, okay, now we have the exercise of irregular verbs. What we have to do, we have to match the verb with the second form of it. Okay, say has the second form said. Okay, now tell. Let's just find the second form of the verb tell. Went, taught, took, said, came, told, told. Here we have got it. Tell, told. Tell, told. Then we have the verb go. Go has a second form. Went, go, went. Go, went. Win. Let's just find the second form of verb win. Taught, no. Took, no. Came, no. Made, no. Won. Yes, win, won. Win, won. Teach, teach. Taught, yes, we got it. Teach has a second form. Taught. Then we have the verb make. Make. Took, no. Came, no. Made. Yes, make, made. Make, made. Then we have the verb draw. Draw. Came, no. Cried, no. Found, no. Ran, no. Met, no. Drew. Oh yes, draw, drew. Draw, drew. Meet. Where's the meet? Oh, here we have it. Meet, met. Meet, met. Then we have come. Come, took. No. Came. Yes. Come, came. Come, came. Take. Take, took. Take, took. Find. Cried. No. Found. Yes. Find. Found. Find. Found. Cry. Cried. Cry. Cried. And we have only one left here. Run. Ran. Run. Ran. Okay beta, I hope you all have got it. But just remember कि irregular verbs के second forms आपको याद करने पड़ेंगे. Okay? So just learn as many verbs as you can. Okay? It will make you, in this practice, आपको पता चल जाएगा which is the regular verb and which one is the irregular verb and how to change it into past tense. Okay? But only if you will do a lot of practice. Now, we have the exercise change the following into past tense. She plays hockey. Now here the verb is not with ing, so obviously we are going to change this verb into past tense, right? She plays hockey, so it will become she played hockey. She played hockey. Number 2 we have he sleeps early. He sleeps early. So it will become he slept early. He slept early. Okay. Number 3 we have I read a book. I read a book. What's the second form of the verb read? The second form of the verb read is read. But the spelling is same. I read a book. I read a book. We just change the pronunciation of it. Okay. I read a book. I read a book. Now, these all were the sentences that were not having any verb with ing, so we have changed the verbs directly into past, right? Now we have the sentences in which we have ing. So what we are going to change? We are not going to change these verbs. What we are going to change is this one. This helping verb. She is playing hockey. She was playing hockey. She is playing hockey. She was playing hockey. They are sleeping early. They are sleeping early. What we have to change? We have to change are. They were sleeping early. They were sleeping early. I am reading a book. What we have to change? Am. I am reading a book. I was reading a book. Okay. I hope you all are getting it, beta. We were having no ing verbs here, so we have changed directly the verbs into past. But here we were having the verbs with ing, so we never change the verbs that are with ing. We just changed the helping verb that is written before it, right? Here is the list of few of the verbs. Let's just read it. Swim, swam. Teach, taught. Buy, bought. Speak, spoke. Do, did. Sell, sold. Wear, wore. Read, read. Hear, heard. Run, ran. Put, put. Go, went. Cut, cut. Fall, fell. Drink, drank. Fly, flew. Choose, chose. Dream, dreamt. Okay, these were few of the examples for you. I hope you all will learn it. Okay, here is just a recap for you. What are the irregular verbs? The irregular verbs have special past tense forms. They do not end in D or ED. You will need to memorize these special forms. For example, drive, drove. Okay, irregular verbs do not change in D or ED. They have different spellings, so you have to learn it. Okay, and what are the regular verbs? When forming the past tense of regular verbs, we have to just add D or ED to the present tense form of the verb, like cook, cooked. Okay, regular verbs are the verbs that that only need to add D and ED in them to change it into past tense. Okay, so this was our today's lesson. I hope you all will share it with your parents and learn it again and again for your better understanding. Okay, we'll meet in next class now. Till then, thank you and take care a lot.